Hello, this is David Bishai, and this is part 4. We're going to talk about theories of nonprofit hospitals. One thing that's pretty obvious in healthcare is that there are lots of nonprofit players in this industry. This is not true of the fast food industry or the industry for computers. The question is why? Part of the answer comes from this idea of reputation. In healthcare, we have uncertainty and we have asymmetric information. And so one of the solutions to the patient's problem of who can I trust is to use the profit status as a proxy for whether or not a provider is trustworthy. Patients say, if you're not in it for the money in healthcare, I trust you more. Nonprofits seem to have an advantage historically in this market and are able to attract more customers to come in if they see that the provider is able to say, we're not in it for the money. So we have many hospitals' historical origins came from religious organizations, from universities, where they can tell the patients, we're not in it for the money, we're in it because we have a mission to do good works or to pursue science. Now, the consumers still don't know exactly what the nonprofits are maximizing, but they're pretty sure that it's not profit. So let's, us as economists, try to unpack what do we think these nonprofit firms are trying to maximize. As economists, we want them to maximize something, otherwise it's hard for us to track through what they're going to try to do. There are many, many ways to spend money, but there's only one least cost way, remember? So if the hospitals are trying to maximize something, we can apply our principles of rationality to them and say, are they trying to do whatever they're doing in the one best way? So when we make a theory of the nonprofit, the question is, what do nonprofit hospitals maximize? The answer is that, to a first approximation, they are maximizing a combination of service quality and service quantity while they don't lose money. And they could, if we wanted to say this much more crisply, I would say that the nonprofit firm's objective is to max some function of volume, number of admissions per year, and quality, which is the technical expertise of the acts of care given. They want that to be as high as possible. So if you read the mission statement of nonprofit hospitals, they have this wonderful mission statement where they want to talk about doing good stuff. And when you read what they say they want to do, they often say, it looks like we want to serve the poor. We want to have more patients than other hospitals. We want to be big, have lots of volume, and we're going to do that by giving away a lot of free care. We're going to be the Sisters of Mercy and find a way to subsidize care at zero or no cost. They also say quality. We want to have the best outcomes in the region. We want to have innovation and research and so on. And so for quality, one approach to having quality is to use your money to offer labor slack. What is labor slack? That means allowing your nurses and doctors to sit around thinking and working on their procedural quality. You could see that a nurse with fewer patients per shift could do a better job with each patient. A thoracic surgeon that only does 2 or 3 cases a day might take the time to pay more attention to every piece of the procedure, or screen the patients more, or take more time in every visit. So offering your labor more time per unit output is a way to increase quality. It's going to cost them some of their profits to invest in quality. It's also going to cost them some of their profits to invest in volume. Now, they can't just blow all of their profits on all volume or all quality. We say there's some balance between volume and quality. You can't have zero quality and high volume. You can't have zero volume and high quality. So they're balancing these back and forth. Why will the hospital ever try to restrain cost? One of the theories that we've seen is that it's the doctors inside the hospital that run the show in terms of what's going to actually go into each patient's care plan. And so the administrator is just offering a set of inputs of beds and nurses and drugs for the doctors to use to put together, maximize this combination of volume and quality. Hospitals only have to have a don't lose money criteria. They just have to keep revenue above costs. So if we want them to have lowest possible costs, that's not their objective. They want to maximize volume and quality. And so they're not going to spontaneously say, our job is to have the lowest cost in the industry. They just want to not lose money, and that's different from minimizing your costs. So for that reason, we predict the need to bring in external cost controls in addition to change their incentives to add in volume and quality maximization, as well as bringing down lowest cost. In summary, an analogy that we've made throughout this lecture is that hospital is to insurer as monopolist is to monopsonist. We've spelled out some of the implications of that for policy. We've spelled out that a policymaker should probably not take sides with the hospitals or the insurers, because both of them want to restrict supply. Both of them want to take the resources of society and use them for things that are in their own interest. Now, for a for-profit insurer, their own interest is the profits of the shareholders. For a nonprofit insurer, a nonprofit hospital, that's some combination of quality and volume. So hospitals as nonprofits, they want to do something that's a bit mysterious. We think they want to have large market share and they want to have high quality. Whether or not their version of high quality means more lives saved, it's unclear. For sure, the hospital production function is not a social determinant of health production function yet. Hospitals have not yet shown their muscle in terms of making the people in their neighborhood exercise and stop smoking and eating health food. Some want to, some are trying, but it's not what they've gone to school to learn how to do. They want to be high quality for taking care of sick people, different from being high quality in making the state of Maryland the healthiest state. We've seen how cost controls and high bargaining power are able to restrain hospital cost growth, and we see that when hospitals had time competing, they would compete on quality, and when insurers get concentrated, they compete on costs. But what's missing from all of this is a real focus on, what is the social welfare function look like, and how do these insurers and hospital objectives help society get what it wanted out of the system. Thanks for listening to this lecture. Look forward to discussing it with you more.